The Magic Faraway Tree by Enid Blyton. Chapter 20. The Land of Magic Medicines. For a few days the children had no time to even think of going to their friends in the faraway tree. Their mother was in bed ill and the doctor came each day. "Just let her lie in bed and keep her warm," he said to the children and their father. "Give her what she likes to eat and don't let her worry about anything." The children and father were very upset, but father had to go out to work as usual. They all loved mother, and it was strange to see her lying in bed. There's all that washing that I had to do for Mrs. Jones," she said. No, you children are not to try and do it. It's too much for you." Moon-Face and Silky came to visit the children one morning and were very sorry to hear that the children's mother was ill. "She worries about the washing," said Beth. "She won't let us do it. I don't know what to do about it." "Oh, we can manage that for you," said Silky at once. "Old Dame Washalot will do it for nothing. It's the joy of her life to wash, wash, wash. I believe she's got nothing dirty to wash, and she just washes clean things. She even washes the leaves on the faraway tree if she's got nothing else to wash. Is that the basket over there? Moon-Face and I will take it up to the tree now and bring it back when it's finished." "Oh, thank you, Silky dear," said Beth gratefully. "Mother will be so pleased when I tell her. Oh, she'll stop worrying about that at least." Silky and Moon-Face went off with the basket. They took it to Dame Washalot, and how her face shone with joy when she saw such a lot of washing to be done. "Oh, my goodness, this is good of you," she said, taking out the dirty things and throwing them in her enormous wash tub of soapy water. "Now, this is what I really enjoy. Oh, I'll have them all washed and ironed by tonight." Silky was very pleased. She knew how beautifully Dame Washalot washed and ironed. She went up to Moon-Face's house to have dinner with him. "I do wish we could make the children's mother better," she said. "She's such a lovely lady, isn't she? And the children love her so much, Moon-Face. Oh, can't you possibly think of anything?"
"Well, I don't think toffee shocks would be any good, do you?" said Moon-Face. I've got some of those."
"Oh, of course not, silly," said Silky. "It's medicine we want, pills or something. But as nobody is ill in the faraway tree, well, there's nowhere to buy them from." That night they went to see if Dame Washalot had finished the washing. She had. It was washed and beautifully ironed, folded up in the basket, ready to be taken away.
"Oh, I've had a lovely time," said the old dame, beaming at Silky. "My, the water I've poured down the tree today." "Oh, yes, we have heard the angry pixie shouting like anything because he got soaked at least 4 times, said Moon-Face with a grin. "He's got plums growing on the tree just outside his house, and he was picking them, and each time he went out to pick them, he got soaked with your water. You be careful he doesn't come up and shout at you." "Well, if he does, I'll put my next wash tub of dirty water and empty it all down the tree with him in it," said Dame Washalot.
"Oh, I wish I could see you do it," said Silky, tying a rope to the basket of washing so that she could let it down the tree to the bottom. "Well, Dame Washalot, thank you very much. The person who usually does this washing is ill in bed and can't seem to get better. It's such a pity. Oh, I wish I could make her well."
"Oh, why, Silky, the Land of Magic Medicines is coming tomorrow," said the old dame. "You could get any medicine you like there and your friend would soon get better. Why don't you visit the land and get some?"
"Oh, that's a really good idea," said Silky happily, letting down the basket bit by bit. Moon-Face had gone to the bottom of the tree to catch it. I'll tell Moon-Face, and maybe he and I could go and get some medicine." She slipped down the tree and told Moon-Face what the old dame had said. Moon-Face put the basket of washing on his shoulders and beamed at Silky.
"Oh, that's good news for the children," he said. "Come on, we'll hurry and tell them."
The children were delighted to have the washing back so quickly, all washed and ironed. Rick set off with it to Mrs. Jones. Beth ran to tell her mother that she needn't worry any more. Silky told Joe and Franny about the Land of Magic Medicines coming the next day to the top of the faraway tree. They listened in surprise.
Well, I vote we go there, said Joe at once. I made up my mind none of us would go while Mother was ill. But if there's a chance of getting something to make her better, we'll certainly go. Now, one of us must stay behind and the rest of us will go. So it was arranged that Joe, Rick and Beth should meet at Moon-Face's house early the next morning. Then they would go up to the strange land and see what they could find for their mother. Franny was quite willing to stay with her mother, though she felt a little bit left out. She said goodbye to Joe, Rick and Beth soon after breakfast the next day and promised to wash the breakfast things carefully and to sit with their mother until the rest of them came back. They set off and arrived outside Moon-Face's house at the top of the tree very soon afterwards. Moon-Face and Silky were waiting for them. "Is old Saucepan coming?" "Hi, Saucepan, do you want to come?" shouted Moon-Face, leaning down the tree. Saucepan was with what's-his-name. Amazingly, he heard what Moon-Face said and shouted back, "Oh, yes, I'll come, but where to?" "Up the ladder," yelled Moon-Face. "Hurry!" So Moon-Face came with them, and in a little while they all stood in the land of magic medicines. It was just as peculiar as every land that came to the top of the Faraway Tree. It didn't seem to be a land at all. When the children had climbed up the ladder to the top, well, they found themselves in what looked like a great big factory. A place where all kinds of pills, medicines, bandages and so on were made. Goblins and gnomes, pixies and fairies were as busy as could be, stirring great pots over curious green fires, pouring medicines into shining bottles and counting out pills to be put into coloured boxes. In one corner, a goblin was stirring a purple mixture in a yellow bowl. Beth looked at it. It's a kind of ointment," she said to the others. "I wonder what it's for." "Oh, it's to make bad legs strong again," the goblin said, stirring hard. "Do you want some?" "Well, I don't know anyone with bad legs," said Beth. "Thank you all the same. If I did, I'd love to have some because, well, it would be marvellous to make somebody's bad legs better." A pixie nearby was pouring some sparkling green medicine into bottles shaped like bubbles. The children and the others watched. It made a funny singing noise as it went. "What's that for?" asked Joe. "Oh, whoever takes this will always have shining eyes," said the pixie. "Shining, smiling eyes are the loveliest eyes in the world. Is it this medicine you came for?" "Well, no, not exactly," said Joe. "I'd like to have some, though." "Oh, but your eyes are smiley eyes," said the pixie, looking at him. "This is for sad people whose eyes have become dull. Come to me when you're an old man and your eyes can't see very well, and I'll give you plenty then." "Oh," said Joe, "well, I won't be here then. I've only just come for a short visit." Rick called to the others. "Look," he cried. "Look, here's some really marvellous pills. Look, watch them being made." Everyone watched. It was most astonishing to see. First of all, the pills were enormous, as large as footballs. A goblin blew on them with a pair of bellows, which came out of a big bag. And out of the bellows came green smoke. And they at once went down to the size of a cricket ball. He then splashed them with what looked like moonlight from a watering can, and they went as small as marbles. Then he blew on them gently, and they went as small as green peas, and each one jumped into a pill box with a bing, 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 till the box was full. "What are they for?" asked Rick. "Oh, well, they're to make short people tall," said the goblin. "Some people hate being short. Well, these pills are made of big things, the shadow of a mountain, the height of a tree, the crash of a thunderstorm, things like that. And they have the power to make anything or anyone grow." "Could I have some?" asked Rick eagerly. "Oh, yes, take a box full," said the goblin. Rick took it. He read what was written on the lid. "Growing pills, one to be taken 3 times a day." Now, Rick was not very tall for his age, and he'd always wanted to be big. He looked longingly at the pills. If he took 3 at once, maybe he would grow taller. Well, that would be great. He popped 3 of the pills into his mouth. He sucked them. Oh, they tasted horrible, so... he swallowed them all in a hurry. And goodness, what a surprise when the others turned to speak to Rick. He was taller than their father. He was as tall as the ceiling in their cottage. He towered above them, looking down at them all in alarm, for he hadn't expected to grow quite so much or quite so quickly. Rick, you've been taking those growing pills, cried Joe. Just the sort of stupid thing you would do. Oh, you're enormous. How in the world do you think you'll ever get back down the hole in the cloud? Oh, do something to help me, begged Rick, who really was, well, very frightened to be so enormous. Everyone else looked so small. Joe, Moon-Face, what can I do? I'm still growing. I'll burst out of this roof in a minute. The goblins and pixies around suddenly noticed how fast Rick was growing, and they began to shout and squeal. He'll break through the roof! Oh no! He'll bring it down on top of us! Quick, stop him growing! That is the end of the chapter. My gosh, what a dramatic end. Well, what do you think is going to happen? What on earth is going to happen now to Rick? What do you think all those pixies are going to do? Will the goblins be able to help? Or do you think Rick's going to be stuck up there forever? What would you do if you were up there now? How would you help Rick? And what would you say to Rick afterwards? What do you think Joe and Beth and Moon-Face and Saucepan and Silky are going to say to Rick? Would you ever let him come to another land again? Oh dear. If you could find any medicine in the world, what medicine would you like to find? Well, I think we all know that medicines are only for grown-ups and only to be taken if a grown-up tells you it's the right thing to do. Should Rick have taken anything without showing a grown-up? No, he shouldn't. He shouldn't at all. Even if we want to be grown-up, even if we want to get taller, even if we want to have very long hair, we still shouldn't take that medicine. Oh dear. Rick's a very, very, very silly boy. Let's find out what happens tomorrow.